Hi, I'm Cindy Rhodes. Welcome to Sidewalks, the Entertainment Project. With me is Kevin Costner and Madeline Carroll, who are here today to talk with us a little bit about their political fun film, Swing Vote. It's great to have you with us today on Sidewalks.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about this story, Swing Vote.
Well,
either of you can tell me.
It's about this guy and his daughter, and they're kind of going through some rough times, and they don't have what a regular American family would have. And she's learning, Molly, she's learning in school about politics, and she wants her dad to vote because she has to do a project. And to make a long story short, he doesn't show up, so she ends up sneaking in and voting for him. And all of a sudden, his vote doesn't count, so it just all comes down to the two presidents are trying to win him over.
Tell me a little bit about your character, Kevin.
Well, he's a classic character, I think, in the vein that he would be recognized kind of as a ne'er-do-well, maybe an American Rascals, maybe a fonder way of putting him in there. He lacks a lot of ambition. He clearly loves his daughter, but if it came down to being at work on time or being fishing, he would just be there. At some point in life, he's just kind of checked out.
What do you admire about your character? He's got some redeeming qualities that I think are.
I admire anybody when they actually are forced to face themselves and then make decisions about that. Sometimes we can run away from ourselves. Sometimes when we're actually forced to face ourselves, we still don't answer the bell. But when Bud was forced to face himself, his daughter became the most important. And he also realized he was able to put his own life in perspective in front of 1 billion people. And that actually chokes guys up in the end when he starts talking, because it's not a rah-rah speech. It's almost a speech where, in a way, without trying to, he ends up speaking for you too. You know, he kind of encapsulates things in a really unique way without trying to.
Madeline, what was it like working with this amazing cast? I mean, there are some pretty big heavy hitters here.
Oh my gosh.
Kevin and
it
Nathan
was really
Lane and
amazing.
some of these other guys.
I couldn't believe it. Everybody would just come in, and you'd be like, for meeting them for the first time, you would get butterflies in your stomach. That's how I was when I first met Kevin. I just didn't know what he was like, so I would go around asking Eric the AD and Josh and Jason, everybody, how's Kevin, and is he nice, and he's good with kids and all this. And when I met him, I was just so excited because he was, and he looked completely normal. He didn't look all fancy and all like full of himself and everything. He was like, he looked all normal. He didn't have all kinds of people.
You're normal, Kevin.
He didn't have all kinds of people there sitting in the room like guarding him and everything. He had on a hat just like that, so it was pretty cool meeting him.
Put you at ease. So how important was the casting for this film to really make it work?
Well, it's always important, and the script is important, but sometimes a person even emerges above and beyond, and in this instance, who was going to play Molly became so important, because it wasn't just a matter of finding another cute little kid in America. It was finding someone who would understand the opportunity or understand the weight that we were going to be leaning on. We really needed to lean on Molly's character to be great, and Madeline came out of the blue for us, and thank God she did, because she succeeds wildly in this film, and it's a family film without trying to be one.
Madeline, how much did you know about sort of the political process in America before this film?
Well, I knew things about it, of course. I mean, a lot of people know things about it, and I guess I thought it was important and everything because I would watch the news with my dad all the time. But then after I did the movie, I was definitely way more interested, because then in this movie it shows the people that need help and everything. So it kind of really opened my eyes a lot. So now I'm definitely eager to see who wins in real life in this campaign right now.
Exactly. Kevin, you've had such a long and distinguished career. Do you ever stop and kind of pinch yourself and say, how did I end up here?
Well, I've been really happy about my filmography. You know, it's not perfect, but it's perfect in the sense that they were my choices, and they were. I'm quintessentially an American actor, and I have tried to make the individual American story, whether it's about a serial killer in Mr. Brooks, or if it's about a farmer who just plows his field under to build a baseball field. And Swing Vote falls absolutely into the category. It doesn't, on the surface, look like a blockbuster, but I think it's a movie that will live for a long time.
Yeah. Well, as we close, do you have any career advice for Madeline or any of the other young actors that are coming up in Hollywood that could, you know, give
well,
us,
I
give them
think,
some
you know,
advice?
it's terrible to get into the advice business because, you know, who wants to come off as a know-it-all? But what I know about myself is that it's always served me really well to be more excited about the work than about the premiere. It's been more exciting to be about the writing than it is to be on the red carpet. It's more exciting to have a film that works than to see yourself in a magazine. And those are traps. Anybody can understand human nature, wanting to be popular, wanting to be seen, wanting to be noticed. But if that's your motivation, it may work for you. But I don't think it can be fulfilling ultimately.
Right. Well, thank you both so much for being with us today on Sidewalks. It was a pleasure having you. Best of luck.
Thanks.